Now we move on to World Report. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has denied that the United States would deliberately target civilians following claims from Iran that 168 people died in a strike. Rubio has stated that the U.S. targets missile capabilities, not schools, and confirmed that the Pentagon is investigating this incident. Rubio has also voiced support for toppling Iran's government, but clarified that the objective of the U.S.-Israeli operation is to dismantle Iran's ballistic missile and naval capabilities. He has emphasized that the U.S. had acted preemptively after learning of Israel's plan to strike. Let's listen in.
Well, clearly, the United States would not deliberately target a school. Our objectives are missiles, both the ability to manufacture them and the ability. Well, clearly, the United States would not deliberately target a school. Our objectives are missiles, both the ability to manufacture them and the ability to launch them, and the one-way attract drones. That would be our focus, and that's what we would be focused on. We would have no interest and, frankly, no incentive to target civilian infrastructure. The Iranians are, on the other hand, targeting civilian infrastructure. You guys have seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. They're hitting hotels. They're hitting embassies. They're hitting airports. They're hitting oil infrastructure. Well, it'd be very tragic, but I can't speak to the details behind it because I just don't have it. It would be a tragic outcome if it's happened. I don't have the details as to what led to it. But what is clear is that the United States would not deliberately target a.
Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has defended President Donald Trump's decision to strike Iran, dismissing claims that he broke his promise to avoid endless foreign wars. Vance has stated that Trump's goal is clearly defined to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. He has stressed that Trump will not engage in a prolonged conflict without a clear objective, ensuring the U.S. avoids the issues faced in past wars. Now we welcome back retired Major General Sudhakarji. He is a senior geopolitical and strategic expert, joins us live from Jaipur. Thank you very much, Major General, for joining us again. Good to see you. Thank you. Now, as we are seeing this escalation in the Middle East, what do you think President Trump will use as a reason if this prolongs, and also, the fact that if this prolongs, and also the fact that there are, of course, more casualties, not just among American troops, but also Israeli troops, also among the other Middle Eastern countries. We're seeing more casualties rise. What do you think he will have to explain to his voters in upcoming elections, in midterms, that why he did what he did?
Nothing. Subha, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for getting me for your show.
Thank you.
It's a travesty of any logic and rationality, I would say. America and Israel in fact has trapped Donald Trump for the second time. And America is in for a very troubled time ahead. It will get drawn into a very long drawn war. Although I heard what Marco Rubio said, that it is not going to be something like endless conflict or something on Netanyahu's lines. And but they are playing with a very dangerous kind of a game, playing with fire. Perhaps they have people who actually are responsible may not have understood Iran in totality. So they will do well to go deeper into the issue and then take the rightful action. It's a civilizational country, more than 5,000 years. And when you talk about the religious radical kind of Islam they have been following, it's a theocratic society. Theocracy has to be understood in entirety. What is the meaning of theocracy? It's a vertical, it's a centralized pillar. Everything is decided by one man on the top, but it has got partial autonomy to the structures, to districts, to counties, to provinces. There are 31 provinces, and each of the provinces are manned by IRGC people, so they haven't understood it completely. So therefore, coming straight to the question, what justification will you give? There is no justification to give. It is a self-created problem. They have been trapped. There is no reason as to why they hit this target. They went in for this. The diplomatic, I call it as a political and the diplomatic blunder. Why I call it as a diplomatic blunder is because on one hand there was a diplomacy going on. The negotiation was in a very advanced stage. Iran had already showed indications. The interlocutors had come public and said that they are very close to the solution. Okay, so under these circumstances, I don't find anything which could have justified the attack, the way 60 seconds the supreme leader and the 40. Not that I'm siding with Iran.
Yes.
I don't. Siding with Iran means I'm siding with terrorism. No, not at all. But the way there is some method in madness. Even in warfare also there are some sanctities, some principles to be followed. You can't call it as a preemptive strike and then, knock off the center of gravity of any country and bring the country to the knees. Iran is not going to come to the knees. They have not carried out a thorough evaluation of its defense capability, of the strength and stamina and the staying power, the economy, despite the distress. Economic distress has been created by USA and the Western allies by imposing sanctions. So they need to look at the people, wherever they left the country, are they creating another Iraq, another Syria or Libya? So these are the things he cannot justify. It is very difficult for him. There are 6 body bags have already gone within 48 hours or 3 days. First 3 days, 6 bodies. Will Americans be prepared to accept the body bags after the Afghan debacle? I don't think so. He's got much more things to actually settle in the domestic constituency. Back in America, there is an economic debt, huge debt of 168% debt to GDP ratio, $38 trillion debt. There is a issue of Epstein file. There is an issue of ICE killing the innocent civilians of American citizens. There is a problem of illegal immigrants. Host of problems. There are many. There is a gun culture which is killing their own people. The ISIS has penetrated into the system. There are reports of IRGC, same Iran people, Hezbollah, drug trafficking, and host of other things to be settled. On one hand, he says that he needs to look at the Monroe Doctrine and change the name and telling the world that you please fend for yourself, leave the Atlantic and across Atlantic to the Americas. The other hand, he's also promised his constituency not to open any new war. Wasn't that 12-day conflict last year in the month of June good enough a reminder for him that, friend, you're going against your commitment? Why are you starting new war? People in his country are asking him, why are you fighting others' war? What justification will he have? Donald Trump simply has no justification. He will actually do well to sit down and introspect and carry out some kind of consultation with like-minded people or people who contradict him. He needs to sit across the table and carry out deliberation before he goes ahead in this offensive. Back to you,
Thank you. Thank you, Major General, for sharing that. Please do stay with us as we come back to you. Now,